Welcome back. This is the Mark Allen channel. In this episode, we're going to do comments. We're going to comment back to the commenters. There's only a few, but one of them's kind of long, so we'll get into some stuff. We'll get into some details on it. Maybe. Not sure how this will go. We'll see. Okay, the first commenter is Angsp Gaming. And he's commented on several videos, and he's been really nice. I don't know, I say he. They have commented on several videos. Been very nice. Here's his comment. Your channel was awesome. Okay, maybe it's the has-been channel, but maybe he means is. Maybe he means when he watched it. They. I said he again. But your channel doesn't have so many subscribers and comments. And then he says, you are a legend. No, Angsp Gaming, you are a legend for saying that. For liking something that I did and saying that it was awesome. You're a legend. So thank you for that. Like I said, they went on to comment on several videos and give it likes. And he said he's a new subscriber and here to support. So that's really, really cool. So thank you for that. And let's move on to the next comment. And before we get to that next comment, let me just speak. Let me Spock. Yeah, let me do that. Let me speak about what's going on in the video. I'm inside the bee, obviously. And I had set up the 6 hives that I had. And it was doing good. But I noticed I had 2 extra bees because I had fed them some flowers. So I would always have 2 bees that had no home. So I made 6 more with the honeycomb. With the honeycomb that I have gotten from, running this. I made 6 more hives and decided to add 6 more to it because I got 12 wide in this bee. And then I calculated 2 bees. They can each hold 3 in each hive. I calculated how many flowers I need to create more bees, or just to fill up the hives that I was going to make. And I don't think the first round was going to be enough to fill them all up. So I've got a few more flowers after this video to give them, but that's not important really. But so I'm rearranging this so that all of the whole back of the bee is going to be filled with bees, beehives. And man, my breath is hard to keep today. Not sure why. I'm a little bit nervous, uneasy. Not sure why. Probably too many coffees. Got about 3. Anyway, so just had lunch and I'm doing this video and we're going to talk about the next comment. So the next commenter was Silver Rain. A cool name, by the way. Really like the name. And they left a long comment, so let's start out and we'll section it off. Start reading it. So it said, YouTube recommended this to me. It's surprising that it only has a few views, which is good of YouTube since some years ago they've changed the algorithm to only recommend shill media. But now that TikTok is eating their market share, now they try to recommend real YouTube as it used to be before the cabal took over. Before the cabal took over, one of the internet's beacon of culture and information. And they took it over to further the cabal's propaganda and brainwashing. That's a great start to a comment. Let's see, let's start to break it down a little bit with my opinion on top of their comment. Anyway, this is hard for me. I've never been a public speaker, and actually I think when I was in school it was one of my kind of fears, speaking in public. And when you finally do it, it's not too bad, but you got to have somebody to kind of support you to get up there and open your mouth. So let's go. it is surprising. It's surprising to me too, because the low amount of views that I have, that it would actually get recommended. Because without the algorithm of recommendation on your videos, even the biggest YouTuber is probably not much without being recommended all over the place. Because a lot of people spend time on the homepage, and even if you're subscribed, it may not recommend, show up on that page as a recommendation because you've already subscribed. But I don't know. Anyway, the next part of the comment was, it's good of YouTube, yes. That is good if they're looking for new things to recommend. And they changed the algorithm to only recommend shill media. Well, shill media is, people that push the narrative that they agree with. Whoever's in YouTube, whoever's running it, whoever's, dictating. Which ultimately comes down to the biggest influencer on a big company like Google taking over YouTube would be the advertisement. But change the algorithm. Yeah, the algorithm did change. It wasn't fair based or naturally based. It was based on, hey, let's put this particular channel into the algorithm and it'll run from there. And let's, cancel people that say the wrong things. So, and that's especially gotten hot and heavy on the cancellation stuff or the hiding away of channels in the last few years, 2 or 3 years. But it's always been there. But yeah, Google bought out YouTube, and YouTube starting out, yeah, it was definitely naturally grown based on a good format and a good, somebody wrote the program right, coded it right. But even the 3 guys that were involved starting YouTube came out of a university where DARPA, it used to be ARPA, but Advanced Research Projects Agency, and then now it's the Defense Advanced Research Project, and they put their agency into different areas around university, but one in Champaign, Illinois was pretty heavy. And I think those guys that started YouTube all had that in common, that university or in that area. Regardless, yeah, it started out right, YouTube, and it's still probably a number 2 website in the world. YouTube is still a good thing. Being manipulated, which is never good. But so if they're looking for undoing some of that, that's really good. So I'm liking this comment a lot. DARPA is the U.S. version. Every big nation in the world has their own version of these kind of research agencies, and they're influencers in themselves, influencing the university, but try to find the people that come up with good stuff, and they try to use it in their own ways that's advantageous to them. So puts them at an advantage by they can give those people a little money, continue the research, and then they get part of the results of that research. Anyway, so the American version is the DARPA. There's more than just it, but it's responsible for, they say weather satellites, GPS, drones, stealth technology, and voice interfaces, which AI, they're obviously involved in AI, artificial intelligence, But the personal computer and the internet is another things they kind of take credit for. And all the way to Moderna's COVID-19, the vaccine. So they had their hands in that, funding that, whatever. So we'll move on with that. Where are we at? Comment. Okay. And yeah, brainwashing. Brainwashing is just pushing a certain things over and over again until people repeat it back to their friends and family, and then when people disagree with them, they tend to argue and stand up for the thing that's probably not the right thing to stand up for. But regardless, everybody's entitled to their opinion and to push whatever they want. Anyway, so as I watched the video, there wasn't any sound, which the video was the Cave Railroad. Wasn't any sound other than some music. I was kind of doing an intro with little work I was doing on a cactus automation. And it was one of the longer intros without saying anything, but there wasn't any sound other than some music, and this kind of put me off. So they recommend that I put something at the beginning, such as a welcome intro, that makes sure the viewer knows there's some sort of commentary in the video or a story to watch. They find montages boring, I suppose, is what they're saying here. Not a boring montage. When I first watched, I closed the window after less than a minute. And then they came back because they recently got bored, and it was still in the recommendation, which is wow. So I played the video and kept it running and found you were telling the story of how you made a cave room, which intrigued me because I'm also trying to explore a big cavern network beneath my home island. Maybe I could get some ideas from your video. I don't know if they did, but I didn't go into that much detail there. But I also looked up the light farm video you mentioned, because later in the video I mentioned that people liked my light farm. They were saying an insight which came to them: a note to you, to myself, and others. Subtle mention of a past video in the current video would create a watch loop feedback. Watch one video after another in your channel. Well, okay. Recommending something that, did good in the last video is what I was doing. And I wasn't trying to loop anybody back, but you're right. Realistically, it can trigger something. People to go, well, what's he talking about? Light video, light farm. Okay, so, and I'm sort of, I'm not doing this word for word totally, but see what else they say. They just said that adds curiosity to go look at another video. So they said good luck in your video making, and they were at 1.5 minutes now. So it was a really nice comment. So I said perhaps I'll talk about an upcoming video. So this is that video. And I'm still working over here on the farm. Thank you, Silver Rain, for that comment. There's been some other comments, older ones. So like Wax Frog, they loved the shaders. They said, God, those shaders though. So I asked if that was you liked or not. They said, yes, they are beautiful. Those shaders can put some people off, but not this one. Wax Frog also asked about leaves. That had the bushy leaves texture included. And I showed him where to go download that. And we had Connor commented helpful. And that's awesome. That was the slime farm video. And then we have somebody with a funny name says great bid. And then Hanson, MM, like I keep saying, which I do. So thank you for that, Hanson. Fluid commented, Jesus Christ loves you and died for your sins. Repent, return to Christ, and have a blessed day. Thank you, Fluid. Nice comment. 226 Sync said, man, that was way too much work for a sheet of stone on the moss farm. Yeah, that moss farm's kind of laggy and kind of huge. It works though. It filled up all kinds of chests of stuff for me. Got me bone meal, and I only run it when I don't mind some lag. Taboo Cat said great video. Wyatt plays Sky Wars said your videos are relaxing. And Anarchist LOL said, do you have Discord or any way I can contact you? No, not right now. Tap Cree Minecraft said, I'm going to be history of someone that's going to be famous. Well, I wouldn't say that at all, but thank you for your nice comment. And that one guy said, my tip is if you find another one, you shouldn't be super scared. He was talking about the Warden video. You can actually go into the ancient city. Once you get inside, you can sneak around and they can't hear you. You can even crouch and jump. They can't hear you. You should also put everything in a chest in case the Warden kills you. I have more to tell, but this tip is already super long, so I'm going to end it here. And he also says, are they? Sorry, it says that one guy. So. They said, also, I don't know why I love this video. I think it's because I recently found an ancient city and I was so scared when exploring, and then I realized it's not that bad. Awesome. And Wittard said, wasn't trying to be mean, but it sounds like I'm narrating a dirt documentary. Well, I am. It's Minecraft. Most common block is dirt. He just said try to cut out the boring parts. That's all. He basically said later, I laughed and said thanks, and he said no problem. Hope you make it big. And wow. I don't know if I want to make it big. I just want to create videos for my relaxing time, and when people like them, kind of shocked, but it's kind of fun. It's enjoyable, and that's what life's about. Have some kind of enjoyment in this hard time. Smashed X Pass. Would be cool to see the base after you fix it and how it fares. Digging the Smooth Jet. That was on a 7 days to die video. So a couple more Rexties that I liked and subbed. That was a wool farm long time ago on a different world. And another one, Goofy Peanut, like 7 days to die content. I'm gonna stop there on that. I was gonna go more into DARPA and all that, but honestly, that's not really what I need to do. Right here you can see on the bees, I'm giving them the flowers, and I came up with a number of 32 flowers, which is 16 more bees. Does that sound right? I need to fill up 5 new ones, which is 15, and then 1 more because I had 2 bees already in one. So anyway, you can see I changed how the chests are and how the hoppers went into the chest, so I can have multiple chests. And I actually did the redstone wrong at one point here. I'm not sure I figured it out yet, but behind the beehives, originally I put a block and then I put the comparator. And I didn't do that when I set this one up. I just had the comparator right behind the beehive. And since I didn't need the block behind the beehive, I could have saved me one slot up there, but it wouldn't have really mattered because shortened it by 1 is what I'm saying. Moved it back toward the wall 1. But I just went back and I tore it up, put 1 block behind the beehives, put the comparator 1 block further, and then the signal of 5 finally reached the dispensers, and it's all working now. So I'm gonna get off of this comment section and I'm gonna go do something else, and we'll take a look at the bee kind of final. It's not total final, but all right, I'll be back with you in a minute.